Okay, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you, Tara. I'm going to jump right into my first question. So, Soul Food with Tara Wallace launches on the Impact Network on Saturday, September 3rd. Has food and cooking always been a passion of yours, especially soul food in particular?
Well, I grew up eating soul food, so it's like it's in my blood. So it's what I grew up eating. So number one, that's in my blood. Um, and you know, what was the second question? I'm sorry.
Has food, especially soul food, always been like a passion of yours, cooking?
And the second part of that question, what I was trying to say is, just because I grew up eating that, it is a part of how I cook. On my show, Soul Food with Tara Wallace, I'm not cooking, I'm interviewing, but even better because I get to sit there and smell all the amazing food and anticipate and still have like a restaurant experience, I would call it, because Chef Nancy presents it so beautifully. And so, it's just in my blood. I don't know if it's a passion, but it's who I am. It's how I've always eaten.
Yes, I agree. So fans know you from the reality TV world, of course, as a cast member on Love and Hip Hop New York. Was transitioning over to an informative talk show like this always a goal of yours? And what really pushed you to make that transition?
Well, just the page of my book that was opened when I was on Love and Hip Hop, we opened up on that page. I've always had meaningful friends, a lot of love in my life, a lot of people who truly care about me. So this is just an extension of that. So it wasn't something hard to do. Of course, I have to go and do my homework and really present myself in this new space, in a very meaningful way, in a way that's going to resonate with an audience. So that was extremely important to me. But it's just another part. It's a part of who I am. So you're seeing a different side, not a new side.
Right. So as you said, we are seeing a different side, not a new side of you. You are someone who has always been, you stand firm in your truth and you realize your truth. And I think this show is definitely an extension of allowing your guests to also do the same, right? What
That's
made you want to also bring these types of conversations to the forefront with this show?
they're just number one. I think they're conversations that need to be had. We don't always and I've kind of said this before in a different way. Sometimes when we're sitting down and we're having conversations, we kind of get people's representation. They're not in a comfortable space to share. I've been in that position where I just don't know how I want to share with the person or what I want to give of myself. How will it be misinterpreted? And I think that because I knew some of the guests prior, it was different. I've had conversations where I've shared things. And so here we are at this table, and we're just continuing a conversation that we've already had. Yolanda and I just kind of became sisters. Jamila T. Davis and I, she called me up one time. She wanted me to do some things. And by the time we made it to Newark, I was like, wow, I absolutely love this woman. And Marcus is, I just had an opportunity to observe him and just how he was and what he stood for. And it was very different than what the choir was doing, or the chorus. So, as a true, like as Thespis did, he stood out from the chorus and he spoke a very different truth. And it was refreshing to see that. And I wanted him to come on and share that. And so it's important. Secondly, after all of that, because we live in a time where not only are people just kind of living on Instagram and they think life is perfect, but when they hit that bump in the road, they think all is lost. And it's really important for them to know and to see people that say, "Hey, I too have gone through something, and this is not going to define me. I'm going to press on. I will continue to do things that I'm passionate about and that I love, and so should you." And we can't just talk that. We have to kind of live that and show that.
Right. And as much as viewers are going to learn from this show, I'm sure there has been a lot that you've learned just from gearing up for this show to launch and having these conversations. What would you say is the biggest lesson that you'll take away from this time period?
The biggest lesson that I take away, honestly, it's to number one, always be open. You never know what's around the corner. To always be open. Um, um, again, all is never lost when there's the bump in the road. That's extremely important. And you have to learn to love every single thing that you're doing, or else your days are wasted, days that you don't get back. And sometimes you'll get so far gone that you don't feel the need to go back and say, okay, let me fix it from here. It's been 100 days I've been depressed. Let me fix it from here. If you couldn't get over in the 5 days, you think all is lost. And it's really important that no matter how much time has passed, tomorrow is always a different day, and you need to get up, find the things that you love, and you go and do them. And I think that that's important, what I take away, because that's what the people on the show gave and what they showed.
Yes. So like you said, with always being open, what else can we expect from you from here? What other worlds do you want to venture into?
Well, you know what? There are a lot of things that I try to remain open. Everyone knows that I'm an actor. I still chip away at that. But most importantly, it's like living in this moment. I'm so blessed to be on Impact, and I also want you to make sure you guys go and check out watch impact.com, because that will give you all the updates on the show, and other shows that Impact is, that they're filming and putting out, and that I think are amazing. And they're just so intentional in what they're doing. So I just want to live in this moment. And because I'm extremely excited. I'm so blessed. And I'm just really overjoyed to be in a position to show a different side of myself. It didn't happen overnight. It's been a long journey, and I just don't take it for granted. So
Yes, I love that. I'm so excited for you. Thank you so much for speaking with me, and I'm so excited for what's to see to come for you.
thank you, thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome.